New Year, Happy New Month. This is the AKISAN TV show. My name is Itoro Akpanikwad. I'm the current national president of the Akwa Ibom State Association of Nigeria, USA, Inc., otherwise known as AKISAN USA. To reach us and to follow us, you can go to our website, www.akisan.org. That's AKISAN.org. On there, you can get our phone number, our email address, and our mailing address. Once again, welcome. This show in particular is designed to answer any questions regarding the upcoming national convention coming up in August. In general, we come online from time to time so as to give the general membership first-hand information regarding issues affecting the association. Before I go into the convention proper, I just had a few announcements with respect to upcoming events in the association. Before I do that, I want to encourage everyone to get vaccinated. COVID is real. I know there are a lot of conspiracy theories out there, but if you don't want to do it for yourself, do it for your family, do it for your spouse, your friends, your co-workers, because this thing, again, is real. I happened to get mine on March 19th, first dose Moderna. My hand was a little sore. I had a slight fever after that, but when I woke up the next day, I was fine. My second dose is on April 16th. Again, I encourage everyone, and if you are a chapter president on this or you watch the recorded version eventually, I encourage you to encourage your members, especially those who are elderly. They're the ones who stand to be most affected by this pandemic. If they need help getting to a center to get vaccinated, offer them that help. So, with respect to events coming up in the association, that's nationally, this Friday, April the 9th, if you are a council member, we have our usual monthly meetings. And of course, the information with respect to the Zoom link has been shared in the WhatsApp group. The following Friday, which is the 16th, AKISAN will have its first ever what we're calling happy hour. And this is by popular demand. So a lot of people say they've been doing this at work and their other organizations. Basically, what's going to happen is we're going to provide a Zoom link where anyone can dial in. It's not formal, it's not a meeting, but if you have any questions from me, I can answer. Light music, cracking jokes, just fine. I know we have our individual chapter meetings at national level. I know many of us have not seen each other, I think, since the National Convention of 2019. Depending on how things, we might host this event every quarter. But basically, it's just to let everyone know that we're okay, we're doing well. By the way, if you have any questions at any time during this live broadcast, or even if you watch the recorded version after, type it in the chat room, and I will be addressing them as they come along. If you have any comments after the show, I will come in afterwards and then answer all those questions. So again, April 9th is the council meeting. It's an informal meeting, but we have those monthly. April the 16th, we'll have our virtual happy hour. And then the following Saturday, which is the 24th, we're going to have our second roadshow / town hall. And the idea behind this is, with respect to council meetings, because we have this about a week or two before council meetings, we want to educate the general membership and sensitize them with respect to what each committee is doing and with respect to For example, constitutional amendments, we want the public to know what is coming down the pipeline so that when it comes time to vote and ratify these amendments at the business meeting, there are no surprises. So we had one in November before the first council meeting, and we're going to have the next one April 24th. So I strongly encourage you. Of course, these things will be recorded, but of course, if you can, log in live. These things take no more than 2-3 hours. So if you want to know what amendments are coming down, you need to be on there. Other committees, the IT committee, if you visited our website lately, you've probably noticed that it's been redesigned. And the overall plan is to have each chapter have a space on this website for consistency. So eventually, we're not going to have a situation where each chapter has their respective websites. So the chapter presidents or whoever they designate will be able to log in and then publish information, pictures, videos, notices of meetings, and what have you. So that's one big change that has come with respect to the website. I used to be the webmaster. I handed over to a nice gentleman called Udwar Iwang. He's a member of AKISAN Detroit Metro, and he's doing a fantabulous job right now. Also, as required by the Constitution, we are going to maintain a membership directory. That, again, is in the hands of the IT committee. I encourage you to come to the roadshow so you can hear these things in advance. The medical mission / health committee will also have something educational to talk about. There will also be the women, they are aware. They'll also have something to talk about amongst others. So again, I encourage you to join in, ask any questions, and get knowledge in the process. And then last but not least, we're going to have our second council meeting on May 1st. It's a Saturday, the May 1st, hosted by AKISAN Jacksonville. Information about this event and all the others I mentioned are also on our website at akisan.org. The council meeting will be a physical meeting. For those who are not able to attend, of course, we strongly encourage you to attend, but there will be a means for you to watch the meeting and then participate through your comments virtually. More information on that to come, but again, the meeting will be physical, AKISAN Jacksonville. For more information, again, visit our website, akisan.org, or contact your chapter president. Now, about 2 weeks ago, we sent out a survey because we believe in total transparency and including everyone in the process. So we did send out a survey with respect to the 2021 National Convention. As you all know, we did not have a convention 2020 because of COVID. And yes, things are opening up now. Some people said they wanted a convention. Some said we should either not have one or have a virtual version. But again, I wanted to open it up to the people. So we sent out this survey. It lasted about a week. And we asked basically 2 questions, or I guess 3. 1, would you like a hybrid convention? So that's a physical / virtual. Would you like a purely virtual convention? And then regardless of your answer, why? So in 100 words or less, sorry, you have to tell us why. About 143 people answered this survey. We were expecting more, but 143, I guess, is good enough. And based on those results, about 59.5, so closely 60%, opted for the hybrid version. 40% roughly for virtual. So the people have spoken. It will be a hybrid. But of course, this comes with certain implications, and I'll get into that later. For now, the big thing is that events will be curtailed. So that means usually we ask you to come in on the Thursday and leave on Sunday. Thursday, we'd have a BOT award night. Friday, we would have business meetings and the cultural night, among others. And then on Saturday, we'd have breakout meetings, sporting events outside of the hotel. Sometimes we would do tours of the city. And then, of course, the fundraiser in the evening. So there will be no Thursday night event. We're expecting people to, if you want to come in Thursday, that's fine, but there'll be no official event on Thursday. It'll just be Friday, but we will incorporate the BOT Awards into the 2-day event. On Friday, there will be the business meeting as usual, and of course, the cultural night will not involve all the dances that we usually have. And then with respect to the food, most likely, again, this is just high level. As we get closer, we'll define things, but it'll most likely be, you take away and go back to your desk or to your table. Now, with respect to the seating, some members of the Convention Planning Committee did visit the hotel. I was one of those. last Saturday. And we went there because there was an organization hosting an event. So we wanted to see how that event was handling what they're doing regarding the COVID, and also how the hotel was handling COVID. And the ballroom we have is actually on an upper level compared to the one we had in 2017. It has 3,000 more square feet because of COVID. It seats 1,500 people. But again, based on current situations, we will only allow 700 people into the ballroom. So please, when you do register for the convention, make that commitment. And by the way, there will be a waiver that you have to sign. So regardless of what the situation is in August, you have to get vaccinated, okay? We will practice social distancing. There will be hand sanitizer stations, no shaking of hands. The tables in the ballroom, according to the hotel, will only seat between 6 and 7 people per table. In other words, even if you were a family of 7, you all can't just sit together if you exceed the number of people per table. You will be split up. And again, we're doing this because of COVID. We want to make sure everyone is as safe as possible. But again, you will have to sign a waiver. Social distancing, no handshaking, hand sanitizer will be provided. We will have people with external thermometers so that before you get into the ballrooms, you will be checked. And again, you need to get vaccinated. So if everyone cooperates, everything will go off by God's grace without a hitch. Let me go now to see if there are any questions in the comments right now. And while I'm doing that, again, the convention dates will just be 2 days, August 6th, Friday, August 7th, Saturday. The venue is the same hotel where we had the convention in 2017. So that's the Atlanta Marriott Marquis. I believe the information is scrolling on the screen right now. 265 Peachtree Center Avenue, Northeast, Atlanta, Georgia, 30303. The theme for this year is celebrating our and the resilience of acquired minds in the COVID-19 era. And we chose these two things in one sentence for one reason. Number one, our youth, and I look at those are between the ages of, I'm going to say 18 to 40. They are the future of this organization. Many of them have been in this organization from childhood, yet we don't know who many of them are. We need to know who they are, celebrate them, because again, at the end of the day, they are the ones who are going to take over this organization. On the COVID side, unfortunately, over the past 18 months, we've lost a lot of members. It's very unfortunate, and may their souls rest in peace. However, as we like to say in our language, we're still here, we're still strong, and we need to celebrate that. So again, more information will be rolled out with respect to specifics around the convention. But again, that's what it's going to be. We want to raise funds for the following. And before I do that, let me go into some history. So again, we last had a convention 2019. We did not have one in 2020. It seems like we always focus our fundraising efforts around the convention. In my opinion, that is not right. After 34 years, we should come up with ways to raise funds all year round, because we don't know what's going to happen this year, even 5-10 years from now. So we have to act as if, again, like I said, we need to raise funds all year round. So we were faced with a situation where we did not have any money. We could have chosen not to implement any projects whatsoever. However, I chose that we should not lay fallow. So I came up with the idea of people donating to some vocational training classes. You donate through AKISAN, but the twist, if you will, is that you get to choose who you want to sponsor. So let's say you have a family member, you have a friend back at home, and they're good at computers. We have an IT camp that's going on currently. It started January 22nd. It's a 6-month program, and you can sponsor. It was about $250 per person if they didn't have a laptop, about $500 if they did not have a laptop. So let's say you wanted to donate $1,000, and you can now say, you know what, I want to sponsor 2 people. They could be women, however you define it's your money. You determine where that money goes. We also had another vocational training around culinary arts, so that's cooking. We also have another one around sanitary and home and healthcare products, so germicides, bleaches, car wash detergent, dish detergent, things like that. So when I opened it up that way, a lot of people showed interest. And thanks to your support, we've been able to sponsor 30 individuals across these 3 programs. Again, this is direct sponsorship from people here for people back at home. What I would like to see is post-convention, we establish this as an official program. So we have an official project committee and we raise funds towards that. The feedback has been positive. Like I said, it's about 30 people across the 3 programs. I would like to expand it. What I'd like to see personally is at least 50 people per training. And by the way, we want to expand it even further. So we're looking for reputable trade schools back in Akwa Ibom State. People who are involved, or schools that are involved in plumbing, electrical work, carpentry, and what have you. So if you know of any of those schools, please post them in the chat room and we can follow up in due time. Because again, especially in the area of IT, that is the future. A lot of our people are unemployed. You know, they can pick up these skills and then become self-employed in the process. Let me see if there are any questions at this time on the live feed. All right, so for those of you who are on, thank you very much for joining. I see Dara Abasi, Mariah Idion, Ukemeshet Deremus. Thanks for joining. Again, if you have any questions whatsoever, post them here, either now during the live show or on the recorded version, and I will definitely answer them one at a time. So again, what we're raising funds for this year, threefold. For the vocational training, we have an IT camp running currently. If you're following us on Facebook, I think the association is doing a very good job between the PRO and myself, posting all the videos of things that are going on. There's an IT camp that's teaching people software and web development. There's also another one right now teaching culinary arts. There's also a fashion design part to that school, but no one signed up for that. And then, of course, like I said, the health and sanitary products. Another thing I'd like for us to do is to adopt a library, a college library. So whether it's at UNIO, whether it's at Akwa Ibom State University, whether it's the Polytechnic at Ikoro Surwa. So basically we go to this school, we get the librarian, we ask them what books they need, and we can donate towards that. Right now I'm talking with an organization called Books for Africa, where for $10,000, you get a complete shipment of books. I forget the number, but it's in the thousands, and it's free shipping from the United States to the port in, I believe it's One in Rivers State. And then, of course, we pick it up from there and then deliver to the schools. So that's another thing I'm looking at. Number 3, I know, again, because of COVID, there might be different variants back in, well, there are there is a different variant in Nigeria, but that notwithstanding, I'd like for us to look at conducting at least one medical mission next year. So that's post-convention. Of course, in order to do that, we need the funds. So we're asking for sponsors in that area. Another thing we're going to do is to provide scholarships. Again, what I would like to see is the same thing with the vocational training, where if you want to sponsor someone directly, all we're asking is make that donation to AKISAN. You get tax deductions from that, and then you can define, okay, I'm donating, I don't know, 100,000 Naira equivalent. I want it to go to this person, right? Again, we shouldn't have to wait to convention to raise funds to do our projects. And by the way, we've totally redefined how you can donate. You don't have to wait to convention. You don't have to mail in your donations. Technically, you don't even have to go to our website. So you can go, you type in a text word to 44321. That's 44321. So if it's for donations, you just type AKISAN 44321. It'll give you back a link. You click, you make your donation. Eventually, for the convention registration, convention donations, and all that, there will also be different codes for those as well. So from the comfort of your home, even if you're at the convention hall, or if you're not able to attend with your mobile device, you click, make your donation, and it's all good. Let me see if there are any questions right now. Stella Oladapo asked if it's a physical or electronic library. In as much as I'd like for it to be electronic, at least for now, it's going to be physical. I guess in the future, we can work with these institutions, help them to develop the infrastructure for an electronic library, but for now, it's going to be physical. Udwari Wang, thanks for joining. Yes, So the code is it's 44321, not 44341. It's 44321. And if you go to our website, you click the donate tab, all those things are listed on there too. There's one for the IT camp, but that one is ongoing, so you don't donate to that. For the second batch, which is in September, it's a 6-month program. And then, of course, there's one for general donations. In about a week or two, we will put up the links for you to be able to book your room, to register for the convention, and also to donate towards the conventions. Also, AKISAN Jacksonville's council meeting May 1st, they have a link. It's also on our website for you to online donations. Their theme for COVID-19 awareness. So they want to be able to go back home and sensitize people with respect to COVID, because if you're like me and you talk to a lot of people back at home, many of them think that COVID does not exist. Yep, many of us are dying of the disease back at home. Let me see. It says I will need to review, but I can teach basic Java coding. So right now, actually, there is a school that we're partnering with. It's called Startup Innovations. It's in Uyo, Akwa Ibom State right now. Come next year, I would like for us to raise funds to actually train people here in the United States. But right now, we want to focus on the people back at home, because for the most part, they do not have access. They do not have the kind of opportunities that we have over here. But if you are willing to teach, that is something we'll look at next year. OJ Ayo says, happy for the hybrid AKISAN convention. I can't wait to receive our people to Atlanta, the Black Hollywood. I am totally in support of that. I live in Atlanta. It's a diverse city. A lot of you who came for the 2017 convention, I'm sure you had a good time. We ran a survey. It was like 4.5 out of 5, I believe. What people liked the most was the fact that there's a train that runs from the airport directly to the hotel, and you'll be there in 15 minutes. You don't have to get an Uber. You don't have to take a cab. Everything was very convenient. There's a food court there. I mean, there's no reason for you to leave the hotel if you do not want to leave the hotel. What else? Let me see. Okay, so right now, again, there are no more questions. However, like I said, if you have any questions whatsoever, this is the time to get them answered. And if you're regardless or not, if you're a chapter president, please share this video, share this link with everyone that you know. The more people, the better. I know there's a question around how we're going to enforce the number of people in the ballroom. Like I said, for now, we're capping it at 7. The can take up to 50. So for the first 700 people who register, again, it doesn't mean that if you're number 701 that you cannot be a part of the convention. No, don't go into the ballroom. They just hang out with friends, at the bar, at the restaurants. They don't actually go in the ballroom. So don't say, oh, because you're number 701, there's no need to come. By all means, we want you to come. We're just saying that the first 700 people, and there will be a check mark that says, will you be participating in each of the events in the ballroom? If you say yes, then that space will be reserved for you. If you're coming with your family, we'll ask how many people are you coming with, because again, those will dictate those numbers. By the way, I forgot to mention, on Saturday, typically in the mornings, we have sporting events outside of the hotel. And then in the hotel, we have various breakout meetings. So Saturday morning, there will be no sporting events. Again, we want to keep people in the hotel, reduce the number of events, keep everybody safe. So, but if you have your meetings, go ahead and have those. We do want to recognize our youth. The criteria we'll have is those youth members must be active in their chapter levels. So not just because you're an Akwa Ibomite in the United States, you have to be affiliated with your chapter. This is a membership-based association. So we want to recognize our youth. We want to celebrate our youth. Let me see here. Okay, so no questions as of yet. Having said that, well, to continue from what I was talking about, Saturday morning / afternoon, there's usually a lot of meetings. Various groups have their meetings. AKISAN usually has a town hall. Sometimes it involves the government. Akwa Ibom State government sometimes is just purely AKISAN, but those meetings will go on. We do have the space based on the video that we took, and I'll be posting on our website at some point. Everything is socially distanced. So you don't need to worry about people, crammed up together. I'm thinking of that we should have something that involves the youth, some kind of youth town hall, some kind of networking event where people can share their business ideas, business cards, form those relationships. That's how I was able to meet and, make friends with a lot of people over the 10 years plus a member of this organization. I think that's very helpful. So those meetings will take place. And then, of course, in the evening, we'll have our fundraiser. The plans for COVID compliance during the convention. Yes. So again, regardless of what the CDC says, at least as of today, you will be required to wear your mask. You will be required to have been vaccinated, and you will have to show that certificate. There will be stations for people going into the ballrooms. The external thermometers checking your temperature. Strongly encourage social distancing. I know it started off at the 6 feet. About 1,500 people are accommodated in the ballroom, but we're going to cap that number at 700. Again, so that instead of 10 people per table, there'll be only 6 or 7 people per table. We will still have the vendors who want to sell things outside of the ballroom. And of course, those will be socially distanced as well. The video that we took, which again, I will post eventually, you will see that the hotel has spaced out a lot of things on that floor because, again, social distancing. I know part of our culture is either to hug or to shake hands. We will encourage the fist bumps. And of course, we're all adults here. And even for those of us bringing children, we are going to, we ask again, if we do these things at work, we do these things at school. There's no reason why we cannot do this. It's an honor code. But again, you will be required to sign a waiver that by attending the convention, that you will be complying with the CDC guidelines or whatever rules that we specify at that time. Let me see if there are other questions. Okay, there's no questions, right? Okay, cool. So while I'm waiting for any more questions or comments, I just wanted to thank everybody for the cooperation given this administration. We're living in very unique times. I personally believe it was Winston Churchill who stated that, to paraphrase, we should let crisis go to waste. So what do I mean by that? Even without COVID in the 21st century, so we shouldn't have to do things that the same we've been doing years past. We need to innovate. I know the pandemic has forced us to jumpstart that, and I hope that moving forward, that we'll come up with ways to make this association run more efficiently. So again, thank you. I'd also like to provider of this night's live cast. His name is Mr. Dennis Ubum. He's a member of AKISAN Research Triangle, North Carolina. His nickname is DJ Densma. He was one of the DJs at the convention in 2017. So anytime you see a live feed on Facebook or YouTube, know that he's the one who's providing the services free of charge. Thank you very much, Mr. Dennis. If a family leaves the ballroom before the end of the event, will another family be admitted into the hall to complete the 700 people? No. So again, all this information is high level. But as of right now, what I would say is this. If you check that mark that says you want to be a part of the participants in the ballroom and you happen to leave, and for whatever reason, maybe you met a friend or maybe you were sleepy, you had to leave, then no, you will not be, another person will not be, may not be allowed back. Again, this is high level stuff. It's not stuff we've thought of in detail, but at the convention planning level, we will up with all those guidelines. But for right now, with social distancing reasons, if you leave the room and you don't come back, that's it. There's no yielding your seat for somebody else. At least, and that's right now. Again, all our information is on akisan.org. Our email address is on the website. Phone number is on the website. mailing address is on the website. If you have any questions, you can either go there, or I would strongly encourage you, route your questions and concerns through your chapter presidents. Yes, so Mr. Dennis is the one providing the live cast. Let me see if there are any other questions or comments. So yeah, in general, if you have any ideas on making this convention a success, by all means, we want to hear it. From how we can innovate with respect to how we raise funds, the kind of events we need to do, even with respect to the hybrid. So between the physical, what experience will the virtual people have? Right now, I can tell you it's going to be a live stream. People monitoring the live stream, if you have any comments, type it in there and they will be answered. So it's not going to be a situation where, for example, you're watching and then you can talk and people can hear you, or where we break out and then maybe there's someone dancing in New York or someone is dancing in California. No, it's going to be strictly live streaming. And again, this is something we did about 4 years ago, and other conventions have adopted that ever since. So we're going to go with that. But we do ask that all of you come. Let me see if there are any other questions. Okay, so two things I'd like to mention. Number one, I did mention the scholarships. We want to offer scholarships to at least one person per local government area back at home. If we have the funds, I'd like to also offer scholarships to people over here. With respect to the IT training, I've actually contacted an organization that offers industry recognized certifications, so that if, for example, you just want to sharpen your skills, or you are in one industry but want to move into, let's say, the IT industry, you'll be able to get this at a discount. This is actually an organization that I took advantage of about 5-6 years ago. It's a 6-month program, but it's self-paced. I finished it in 4. So if you want to finish it, I'm not saying you should, but in a month, that's up to you. And you usually pay a monthly fee. So I'm trying to get with them from nonprofit organizations. To mention is, in response to, again, what we experience here in Atlanta, AKISAN person, I'll explain that later, life insurance program. So basically, it's not a group insurance program where you pay, well, kind of like you're at work and then we get rates based on the number and the age and everything is weighted out. So what you'll do is we have agents of Akwa Ibom descent. We've listed them on the website. If you go to our website, they're on there. And then we're asking them to talk to the different chapters, or you can call them directly. You fill out the form, and depending on what you fill in, you may not even need a medical exam. These are not like $1 million life insurance programs. These are between, 25,000 and let's say 35 or 50, depending on what you want. Also, the age is from, because, well, let me back up. Sorry about that. So in Atlanta, we had a situation where once you hit the age of 70, the coverage was dropped. And of course, the majority of people in our chapter are within that demographic. So that did not help. So in talking with these agents, they've come up with a plan where it goes all the way to like 85. Of course, depending on your age, your health condition, you might pay a little more. But in my opinion, having some kind of insurance is better than nothing. Some of us, especially like in my parents' age, some say when they die, they want to be buried back at home. That's fine, but at least provide the means for that for that to happen, right? So maybe you choose a package that will give your family or your loved ones enough money to take you back home with a little left over to actually bury you. Or if you want to have the same coverage and be buried here, that leaves your loved one with a little more, to play with, if you will. But that is out there. Again, it's not an AKISAN thing. AKISAN is not paying for anybody. You are paying for it yourself. It's an individual plan based on your condition. So that's another thing that we're doing as an association. Let me see if there are other questions. Okay. With respect to welfare, the committee has come up with a brilliant idea. So typically, we just hear that people have passed or they're going through one issue or the other. Maybe we call them, maybe send them a card. that's it. So right now, what the organization do is step it up a bit. We want to give fruit baskets, something better than what we're doing now, basically. And of course, to do that, we need the funds. So if you text welfare, WELFARE, or FARE, yeah, welfare to 44321, you will get the link to make that donation there. If you want to donate to our scholarships, you text 2021 scholars or 2021 scholars to 44321, and you'll be given information on how to donate there. If you want to make general donations, you text AKISAN to 44321. The number is the same, it's just the text, the code that differs. So again, we're trying to come up with ways to be able to raise money for the organization without having to wait till convention or to tap into AKISAN funds per se. We're about 3/4 of the way into this show. Again, my name is Itoro Kwanekwat. I'm the national president. We'll be having these shows from time to time, especially as we're getting closer to the convention. Given the pandemic, we'll probably be having these maybe every 2 weeks, maybe weekly as we get closer to the convention so that we can give you real-time information. And for someone like me, I find this very helpful because typically what will happen is you might call your chapter president for information, they may not have it, right? And then you're trying to call from people, you're getting third-hand information, which may or may not be correct. By having a show like this, you're able to get first-hand information, no rumors, no hearsay, and you can make a more informed decision that way. Thanks to all those who are on the live feed. We're on YouTube as well as Facebook. And then again, both versions will be recorded. They'll be released to the public. If you have any questions whatsoever, type them in here, or you can go to the website, fill out the contact form, call the phone number on there. You will get answers. The more you're informed, the better it is for you. And please share these videos with everyone in your social media circles. Let me see if there are any questions. All right, so there's none right now. If I may, I'd like to expatiate on the youth. So like I said earlier, one thing we want to do is to recognize our youth. We want the younger ones to be able to know that they have people who are older than them or a little older than them who are doing well, professionals in their own right, making us proud, making society proud, contributing to the society. So if you know of any person between the ages of 18 and 40 doing something like that, let us know. Of course, like I said, you have to be active at the chapter level. This is a membership-based organization, so just because you have an Akwa Ibom name or Akwa Ibom descent doesn't you can enjoy the benefits. Pam says, cannot see your name well to contact you. I guess I'll just spell it out here, but I'll type it into the chat room eventually. But it's Itoro, ITORO, Akpaniquat, AKPAN-IQUOT. It's actually streaming on the screen right now, but if you can't see it, hopefully you got it. Itoro Akpan Ikwat. My phone number is 404-276-4267. That's 404-276-4267. All I ask is if you call, I don't pick up immediately, no offense. I get a lot of calls between personal and business and all that. It might take a while, but I'll get to you. Quite frankly, I would prefer that you contact me through WhatsApp, texting, because I'm on there for the most part. But again, if it takes a while, I beg that you understand. You can also send an email to president@akisan.org. That's president@akisan.org. Let me see here. Pam Sam, I hope that answered your question. Okay, so it looks like that's it for this iteration of the show. Again, just to summarize everything, unless I get any questions, the purpose of this show in particular was to address concerns around the 2021 National Convention. Based on the survey results, 60% said they wanted a hybrid convention. So there will be a convention. The only difference is there will be stipulations around this. So again, usually we say coming on Thursday, which would have been August the 5th, we're going to not have a beauty award night specifically on that Thursday, but we'll incorporate that into the Friday and Saturday. The dates are August 6th through the 7th. I believe that information is on the screen right now. The venue is the same as the convention in 2017. So that's the Atlanta Marriott Marquis, 265 Peachtree Center Avenue Northeast, Atlanta, Georgia, 30303. The theme of the convention is celebrating our youth and the resilience of Akwabomites in the diaspora. We're inviting not just people in America, but people all over the world to come celebrate with us. This is one event where we get to showcase our culture, our people, our businesses to the world. We have talented Akwabomites, professionals, I mean, in every sphere of life. And this is the one avenue where we ask that you all come out, we get to know you, celebrate you, and whatnot. Um, there will not be a BOT award night on Thursday. Friday will be the business meeting and the cultural night. The cultural night itself will be curtailed. Again, this is all high level, more specifics to come. Saturday, there will be no sporting events, just the breakout meetings in the morning and then the fundraiser in the evening. There will be a waiver for us to sign. In particular, you have to be vaccinated. We will follow all CDC guidelines existing at that time, maybe one step above. So social distancing, wearing of masks, hand sanitizer stations, checking of temperatures before you get into the ballroom on Friday and Saturday. Why are we raising the funds for this year's convention? We want to increase participation in our vocational training programs. We want to adopt a life, and we'd also like to conduct a medical mission back in Akwa Ibom State. Though it is focused on Akwa Ibom State, from IT programs, for example. We also want to scholarships. Again, all that information on how to donate right now is on our website. Just reader, it recaps us. If someone were to leave the ballroom, they don't come back. At least as of right now, we're not going to permit anyone else to use that table or that seat. So again, make that commitment before you come. That if we say we're going to cap it at 700, if you're going to keep that seat, be fair and be understanding to other people. That if you want that seat is yours. Don't go out, don't come back, and then the seat list follow, because that denies someone else who would have taken advantage of that opportunity. The library, like I said, to adopt a library will be a physical one. I'd like to have an electronic one in the future, but we start with what we have right now. Ida Rabasi asks if there's a group rate. If I understand that question, members pay $100, international visitors pay $120, and then non-members pay $150. The group rate for the hotel, actually the room rate is $129 per night. The link to book your room will be released shortly, well, within a week or two at the most, and then we'll start marketing that as well. So there's no group rate per se. However, I'm going to work with various airlines to give us group rates for those of us flying into Atlanta for that convention. In 2017, we had something with Delta, which the hub is here in Atlanta, where you got a 10% discount if you use Delta Airlines. For the 2018 convention in Phoenix, we had a similar arrangement as well. So we're going to do that also here for the 2021 convention. With respect to transportation, like I said, there is a very good public transit system called MARTA. It starts at the airport. So once you arrive and within 15 minutes, you're right literally underneath the hotel. Just take the escalators up and you're in the hotel. A lot of people like that part of the convention last time, and we're going to stick to that now. And it's only $2.50 one way. So for you to come to the hotel, $2.50, go back to the airport, $2.50, so $5 total. And there's a video that was made in 2017. We'll release that video again to see how to get your card, how to get into the train, what the trains look like, among other things, so that you can be totally comfortable with respect to your experience. And if OJ, you're asked, is there any information about those that want to advertise? Yes, thank you very much. That's a very good question. So there will be a booklet. And of course, we ask that you all use that opportunity to advertise your businesses, your chapters, your professions. It will be the standard is $100 per page, but of course, the inner pages, the center pages, and the back pages, those will cost a little more. Again, all that information we will provide no more than 2 weeks from now. But yes, there will be a booklet, and you can use that opportunity to advertise yourselves. And we strongly encourage you to do that. I know personally, from a business perspective, I've earned a lot of business from advertising in those booklets. And yes, to make your general donations, text the word AKISAN, AKISAN, to 44321. If you want to donate to the welfare program, it's text welfare to 44321. If you want to donate to the scholarship program, it's 2021-2021 scholars, that's plural, to 44321. Again, all this is on the website. When you log in, there's a button on the bottom left of the screen that says donate. Click it, and everything with respect to what you can donate to will be on there. Idarbasi asks, how can you advertise yourself? I guess if I understand that question, so you can buy a page on the booklet. Let's say you are graduating, for example. Maybe your family wants to congratulate you. That would be a perfect opportunity for you to do that. I hope I answered your question. Also, on the live feed, we're going to work on streaming adverts on there. We've never done that before, but I think it's something that we can do. I work with Mr. Dennis Subum, who did it for us last time, so that maybe at different segments, either we pause the event and have something advertised, or as you're watching, we'll have something scrolling on the screen, just like the information you're seeing right now, for people to advertise on there as well. When is the cutoff? Buram Masuko asks, when is the cutoff for hotel reservations, and when will formal registration or signing of waiver begin? Okay. Cutoff for the hotel reservations, the event is in August. It's actually 30 days before. All that is on the website. I don't have it off the top of my head. It's 30 days before. When will formal registration begin? No more than 2 weeks from now. We're going to work with the convention planning committee to come up with the waiver. That's what's actually holding everything up. We need to have the language of the waiver right before we have people sign. So that once they read it, they have an understanding. And as a way of promoting other Quaibom affiliated organizations, Afodokwa Association will be having their national convention. It's going to be a physical convention in Houston, Texas. Of May 8th, that's the Memorial Day weekend in Houston, Texas. That'll be a physical convention. AKID Development Congress will also have their own convention. It's a physical convention in Minnesota the weekend of June 11th. And Ubium Development Association will be having a convention, but theirs will be 100% virtual the weekend of July the 3rd. So if you would like to support them, participate, which I encourage you to do so, contact the respective organizations for more information. But those are the three that I have right now. If there are others, feel free to type them in the chat and post the dates and all, so that people will know what is going on. But again, our Afodokwa Association, the weekend of May 31st, that's the Memorial Day weekend, Houston, Texas. AKID Development Congress, the weekend of June 11th, that's in Minnesota. And then Ubium Development Association, the weekend of July 3rd, but that one is 100% virtual. And of course, we're having our second council meeting in Jacksonville, Florida, and that's going to be physical, but there will be a Zoom laptop set up so that people can watch what is going on And if you want to participate, you just type your comments. There'll be someone monitoring those comments, and then we'll address those as they come up. More information will follow. Yes, Atlanta chapter would like to book in advance for the back page of the program. Okay, that's noted. Thanks for letting us know, because actually 2 people have already booked. Like, one has booked the inner front page and one person page. So that's good. If you invitation letters for your people back at home to be able to attend, let us know and we'll have those letters issued. Now, of course, getting a letter is not a guarantee that you'll get a visa at the embassy. You still have to go through the process, I guess, showing your bank accounts and proving that the person will not run away when they get here. But those letters are available. So go to the website, contact us, let us know the names, and we'll have those for you. Ida Rabasi said she'd like to book a page in the booklet. We appreciate that. Give us, like I said, no more than 2 weeks. All that stuff will be set up. Once it's set up, we will market it, through our social media, through the various chapter presidents, and through friends and family. But yeah, all that, no more than 2 weeks. I can assure you that that information will be available. Okay, so it's about maybe 8 minutes to go. I think we've spent enough time. Maybe in another 2-3 weeks, we'll have another version of this. But for now, thanks for watching. Thank you to Mr. Dennis Ubum for providing this live cast. Thanks for all of you on the live cast right now. If you're going to watch this later, again, feel free to post your comments. I always go back to read everything. If there's anything that needs answering, I will answer them. And please, get vaccinated. COVID is real. I've had my first one. I'll be getting my next second dose next Friday, the 16th. So thank you very much. Remain blessed. Stay safe, and see you next time. Let's hear it.